Okay, Nvidia, have at it in China. Now, essentially, that's the message from President Trump. Says he will now allow sales of one of Nvidia's best chip models there. There is a catch, however, a kickback for the United States, with Trump posting he'll charge a 25% fee on exports to China of this H200 chip. Pete Najarian is with us now. Pete's the co-founder of Market Rebellion. So that's kind of, what do you make of that strategy? It's not the first time we've seen something like this from Trump. Hey, what's in it for us? Give us a, little off the top, so to speak.
You're exactly right, Connell. We have seen this before. So it's playing in front of us once again. 25% of what is told to us to be an annualized rate of about $50 billion. I would say that 25% is actually going to do some real good if we are able to do everything that he's expecting us to do. Now, they did throw a little bit of a monkey wrench in things, didn't they? They talked about the fact that they would probably limit this. And so maybe some of those numbers won't be quite as big, but nonetheless, there's going to be some sort of 25% of whatever the sales are going to be.
Yeah, China, you mean, they said they might limit the sales after all, so it might not be this big, influx of dollars, or at least what Nvidia figured they would. There's the Financial Times article about this. And, it's always weird dealing with China. Is this the way to do it, though? I mean, it just seems odd to me, because that's what you got to do in China. You got to cut deals with people, and, there's companies, but the government's skimming a little bit off the top. It just almost seems like, or maybe some people think that it's giving China a little bit of their own medicine. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think you bring up a very good point. It's a very interesting one. This is something that most presidents, we haven't seen anything quite like this. But if indeed there's something that he can actually strap onto, he seems to want to do that. And this is not the first time. You're exactly right. So 25% of what could be some very large numbers into the future, but it's no longer just a story about Nvidia either. I mean, Intel and AMD, and there are others that are going to possibly be a part of this as well. But obviously, as of right now, people are pretty excited about this specific chip, this H200 versus the H20. And they're very excited about what this is capable of doing. We are in front of the Chinese. That is one thing that I think is absolute. They don't want to say that, but I will say that.
No, but that's the question, though, right? So that's like a strategic question then, politically or geopolitically, is like, all right, we're in front of them. So do we try to take advantage of that or leverage that and say, you can't play with any of our toys, we're going to keep them all to ourselves, you guys make your own chips? Or is the money just too great, the population too large, the opportunities too big, that you can't ignore China? So that's kind of the bigger picture question, right? What do you think?
Yeah. Absolutely, and I agree with you. I mean, I don't think you can ignore it. I think that's something that has to be at least looked at, and are they going to be doing the right thing? We know that there's a history of not always doing the right thing, but we are shipping them all over the world as we speak, the UOE, and then you get over to South Korea and all these other places. So, I'm sure if they really wanted to, there are ways in which they could sort of try to get there anyway. So I think you're cutting out the middleman, going right with them. But is it the right thing? I don't really think I'm the right person to say right or wrong, but it certainly is going to be something, I think, financially that could be very good for the USA.
Yeah, it's funny, though. Trump's like the maitre d'. Says, yeah, you want your chips? Hey, give me a few 20s here. We'll get you a good table. All right, Pete.